And we are live. You already know who it is. My name is Mike Kyle, aka the Fantasy Vulture. I have over a decade worth of fantasy football experience, and I've continuously competed for fantasy championships over the course of the past 6 seasons. Let's make it 7 in 2020, but enough of me. I'm here for you. On today's episode of the FV Show, we are continuing our Week 1 game previews. Today we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Cincinnati Bengals, all through the lens of fantasy football. I forgot to add that part. This is a fantasy football channel, so be sure to hit that like button down below like an open receiver downfield, Patrick Mahomes style, if you are excited for this preview. Also smash that subscribe button like a power running back, Derrick Henry style up the middle. And last but not least, you can follow me on all social media at FFVulture. That is Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Of course, the website is ffvulture.com. Let's go. I think I've been recording these previews now for 2.5 hours. I'm still not done. I still have 5 more games to do. So let's knock out another one, shall we? Let's talk Chargers and Bengals. Okay. This is a game that I am really excited about because of how much I think I love the Bengals this season for some inexplicable reason, honestly. So the over-under for this game is 43 points, which is on the lower side this week, and it is simply just because of the uncertainty around what the Bengals offense is going to look like, as well as the Chargers in all honesty. So the game notes here, right? This is the bridge year for the Chargers. Tyrod Taylor is going to be the starting quarterback. Justin Herbert is going to be sitting. It sounds like all season. Like this is going to be that gap year, very similar to Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes. Now, will the Chargers have the next Patrick Mahomes? Unlikely, but hey, you never know, right? Stranger things have happened. Also, welcome to the league, rookie. Yes, I'm talking to you, Joe Burrow. You get to make your first start against one of the league's best defenses. Luckily for you, you are at home, which is always a good thing for a rookie quarterback. I am looking to see what, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead just a little bit there. Hang on, we'll get to that in just a moment. Another storyline here is head coach Zach Taylor of the Bengals expects A.J. Green to be full go. A.J. Green declared he is 100% healthy. So A.J. Green is up and active. Hopefully you are starting him this week. And then also Mike Williams of the Chargers is questionable with that shoulder injury. I honestly don't expect him to play based upon how his week has progressed. I would be shocked if he did. Very similar to like Jalen Reagor, where all of a sudden it's, oh, these players have major shoulder injuries, and now all of a sudden, 5 days later, they're ready to play. I don't think so. All right, let's keep going here with this game. Start sits, other storylines that I'm excited about this for this matchup. Auto starts for the Chargers. It's simply put, it's Austin Ekeler. Like, that's it for me. It's very, very weird how this Chargers offense on the surface has so many different pieces, but you're probably only comfortable starting one of them being Austin Ekeler just based upon where you drafted him, right? On the other side of the ball, very similar story. Auto starts, Joe Mixon, like that's it. Again, based upon where you drafted guys like A.J. Green and Tyler Boyd, you aren't going to have to rely on those players week in and week out, which is really nice in all honesty because you aren't forced to make those tough decisions. Even though having too many wide receivers can often lead to some conflicting opinions on any given week. But besides the point here, you could going back to the Chargers, you could likely be starting Keenan Allen and Hunter Henry. If you drafted Hunter Henry as your tight end, you are likely starting him because you are only playing one of them, and hopefully you are smart enough to only have drafted one. And then Keenan Allen, the buzz, the hard knocks hype that he's been getting, and that extension that he got, the 4 years, $80 million. Woo, $20 million a year for Keenan Allen. Imagine paying Keenan Allen $20 a year. That would be the finesse of a lifetime. But then same story with the Bengals. You're likely starting A.J. Green and Tyler Boyd. This is a matchup where, yes, that Chargers defense is good, but if we get gridlocked, like something's got to give. Is it going to be the Cincinnati Bengals offense or the Chargers defense? I'm not sure. I'm going to side on the offense. Some things that have been pointed out throughout the course of the past week or so have been what have defenses and offenses looked like when there has been no preseason or a very limited preseason. I believe it was J.J. Zacharyson He pointed to the 2011 lockout where we had a shortened preseason, and for the first few weeks of the season, offenses just torch defenses because you can't prepare. If you are a defense, it's so hard to go game speed against your own offense like in practice, because obviously you guys want to limit injuries throughout your own team. And so with no preparation for defenses in game speed situations, like, offenses should absolutely kill defenses week 1. And that is why I have the up arrow for AJ Green and Tyler Boyd, because if Joe Burrow, oh baby, if Joe Burrow is anything like we saw at LSU and what the reports from camp have been saying, Joe Burrow, unsurprisingly, is going to be a star in the NFL. And that's really the big question here for this game, is what does Joe Burrow look like? Because to me, I mentioned this in my Bengals preview, Joe Burrow is entering the NFL in maybe the best situation I've ever seen for a rookie quarterback. How many times is it that we've seen a rookie quarterback come into a team with an incredible running back already, a brilliant wide receiver in AJ Green, depth at the wide receiver position, Tyler Boyd, John Ross, and then they also draft T. Higgins from Clemson, just another big body wide receiver in the same draft class as Burrow. It is, and also not to mention, their offensive system is just, let's just throw it up and put as many points up on the board as possible with Zach Taylor. I'm all excited. I'm so ready for the Joe Burrow experience, and I'm ready to see what he looks like in week 1 against a pretty good Chargers defense. I think that's going to be a really good indicator for what Joe Burrow could be in the NFL. And then with the Chargers quarterback situation, does Tyrod Taylor look like a competent fantasy quarterback? We've seen Tyrod have these spurts in these moments, specifically in Buffalo, where he finished pretty much as a top 15 quarterback. Granted, he was in that 15 range, but the issue was that he never did a whole lot in terms of passing. You know, obviously Tyrod is a guy that uses his legs, and as we've talked about time and time again, fantasy football utilizes rushing quarterbacks in a way that is just a cheat code. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable the bump that those players get. And with Tyrod Taylor, the last time we saw that was 2017. And even then, I think he finished as QB 16. The rushing yards, like, we are now 2 years removed from that. He's obviously an older quarterback. Is he still going to run? What are they going to allow him to do? Is he going to check down to Austin Ekeler, or is he going to use his legs to scramble to get the first down instead? It's all just a matter of what does he do with this offense, because very similarly to the Bengals, this is an offense with a shit ton of weapons in it. Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, Mike Williams, Austin Ekeler, there are guys here for Tyrod Taylor to be productive for fantasy football purposes. Those are just two of the big storylines that I am focused on for this game. And I think that's actually going to do it for my Los Angeles Chargers versus Cincinnati Bengals week one game preview. I almost said recap. I'm like, wait a second, that game has not happened yet. If it has, I would like to know who won, who I should start, who I should sit, and then also the winning lottery numbers for Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. My throat hurts. I need to stop recording, but I actually still have 4 more videos to go. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. We are doing this for every single week 1 game. Links to those will be linked right up here. You can also follow me on all social media platforms at FFVulture, and of course the website is ffvulture.com. Remember, people come and go, but fantasy championships are forever. I will see you in the next video. Later.